YouTube, what is good? Today we have a super dope tutorial for you guys. We are going to be doing a mid-drop fade with his beard and enhanced lineup and beard as well. So let's get into it. So to start off this cut, I'm going to grab my 6 guard with the lever closed and we're going to knock down the top. There's not much to this part other than make sure the guard doesn't fall off, but you'll see that I'm combing and cutting, making sure that I lay it back down where it naturally wants to and then go over it again to make sure that it's truly a 6. Now to start off the fade, I'm going to come in with my clipper closed at the end of his eyebrow and then drop it towards the back, and I'm going to do this all the way throughout the head. And I do this instead of the trimmer first because it just makes it a lot easier to get rid of that first line. So now right above that, I'm going to come in lever all the way open, going up about a finger's width and still maintaining that drop shape that we created. So you'll see I'm going over it as much as I need to make sure that it is truly a lever all the way open. Now right above that, we're going to move on to our 1 guard open, doing the same exact thing. So in this fading system, I'm going to set my guidelines going up and then I'll blend down. Coming out super clean, very organized. Now we're at our 2 guard lever open, doing the same thing. Now once we get to the bigger guards, our guidelines kind of spread out a little more because we want to make sure that this blend is nice and stretched out. So I'm going a little past the finger's width here and just coming off the shape of his head. And then right above that, I'm going to have my 3 guard open and I'm coming off the shape of his head a little more here, trying to blend into the length on top as well. And then I believe I grabbed my 4 guard as well with the lever closed, and this should blend right into that length on top perfectly. And then towards the end, you'll see me come in with clipper over comb. So after this 4 guard, we're going to start blending down with our 1.5 lever open. So I'm going to attack this line here, seeing if it takes it out at all. And if it doesn't, you'll see me close that lever little by little until we get this line completely blended. So now I believe I'm lever all the way closed here. Just working my way up, and now right above that, right below that, I'm gonna come in with my 1/2 guard open, trying to get rid of that line above that lever open, and then I'll close it as needed. And you can see this fade start to come together here. Just working with that 1/2 guard still. Now to get rid of that last bottom line, I'm going to come in clipper closed and I'm going to open up that lever little by little, and that should pretty much get rid of this first line. It's going to be a lot easier to get rid of this line as well because we didn't set it in with our trimmer. So the exact thing that we set it in with is going to be the same exact thing we get it out with, which is that clipper closed. And then we did leave some weight towards the top of this fade, so I'm going to come in with some clipper over comb. And with the clipper over comb, I'm coming in with that comb and flaring out slightly, and then getting rid of all those hairs sticking out with my clipper, and the lever is all the way open. And that fade is coming together very, very nice. And clipper over comb really feeds through the hairs that the guards really couldn't. So now we're going to go to the other side and do the same thing, coming in with that lever all the way open. And this side is a little more challenging because, as you can see, he has that really big cowlick in the back right side of his head, and it tends to look very see-through, right? So we're going to try to keep that gradiency, even though it's going to cause some trouble. So right above that lever open, again, I have my 1 guard open, following that same exact system, just picking up exactly where we left off. And if this video is helping you in any way, shape, or form so far, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. Now we're at it with our 2 guard open. And like I said, with the bigger guards, you can go up a further distance. But I'm just coming off the shape of his head here, not trying to create too harsh of a line. And as you can see, when we move up in this blend, that cowlick starts to look very see-through. So we're gonna try, to make it look as blended as possible. So now we're with that 3 guard open, doing the same thing. And it's starting to blend into the top very nicely. I'm not sure if I used the 4 guard on this side, and I don't think I did, so I'm going to drop down to my 1.5 lever open. And like I said, we're starting off open, and if it isn't doing the job, I went ahead and closed that lever all the way. And now it's finally starting to get rid of that line. Same thing with the back. The back tends to be a little more tricky, so I spend a little more time here than I do on the sides. Now we're dropping down to our 1/2 guard open, and just like we did with that 1.5, I'm going to close it as needed. But the open will majority blend this line out, thankfully, in this situation. Using a lot of the corner of the blade to make sure I don't, create any new lines. Now we're towards the back with it. And you can see as we, finish up this blend, that cowlick, looks as blended as we possibly really could make it. Now we're at our clipper closed. Now we're going to attack this bottom line, and then we'll open that little by little. And then for all that hair at the bottom, you'll see I'm going to get rid of it with my trimmer here in a sec. And I like leaving the hair at the bottom because it also creates some contrast when blending. Just connecting it with that left side that we already completed here. Now we're back at it with the clipper over comb just to smooth everything out a little more. And now we're gonna line up his arch area, and right here I'm just showing you that all those hairs are overhanging hairs. So I'm starting at the top of his arch, and now I'm gonna go to the bottom and connect those 2 points in the middle. And that's gonna help me to get that nice arch shape without, digging into it too much. And now we're gonna use some thinning shear over comb, and this is gonna smooth out any dark spots that we see in the fade. Because for some reason this client's head tends to have a lot more dark spots on his right side, compared to his left. So now we're gonna get into the other arch. We're gonna start at the top of it, and then go to the bottom and connect those 2 points in the middle, and that gives us a nice clean arch. And I'm showing you right here that all those hairs in the front are bangs as well. So I'm gonna start in the middle and move towards his left, being careful to keep it as natural as possible, but at the same time making it as sharp and as crispy as possible. So you see, I didn't cut up all the way to where his hairline was under those bangs. I want to make sure that, I keep his hairline looking as full as I can, as low as I can. Looking super clean. And after we do a natural, we're going to enhance it a little bit with our airbrush. This is a Kiss Express and alcohol mix, and I just put it in my airbrush compartment and then spray it lightly and darken it up as needed. And as you can see, it's taking his hairline to another level here. Same thing with his left side. Now after we do that, we're going to come in with our trimmer and bald the rest out. This should blend right into that clipper closed, but I'm being careful towards the top to flick out so I don't create any new lines. And this is really going to bring that fade together and make it look finished. And yes, my trimmers are 0 gap, so they cut through the hair very well. And you can see how clean that blend is from a distance here. And now we're going to follow it up with the shaver to get it nice and close to the skin and make that fade pop and last a little longer. So now we're going to blend into his beard. Now the beard is basically just a reverse taper. So I'm coming in with my lever open. And now we're going to come in closed and gradually open it to get rid of that line in the middle. And then as you would guess, just like we did with the top, I'm going to come in with my one guard open and establish that next guide. One guard closed to line up that line. Now the biggest guard is our two guard open, and this should blend into the length that he has on his beard here. So now we're going to lean our client back and get into the razor, and you want to make sure that you stretch the skin in the opposite direction of which you are using the razor. And this is going to help prevent any, cuts, irritation on the client's skin. And this is really going to take that hairline to another level, make it look super sharp and super fresh. Now we're going to get into his beard. Now with the beard, I want to start at the bottom of his beard, the highest point of it, and then the widest point of the top, and we'll connect those 2 points in the middle. Now this is very similar to what I do with the arch. I establish my 2 end points and then meet those in the middle, and that helps achieve a nice beard lineup without, pushing it down. So after we line it up that initial time, you want to brush away that ash line and reline it again to make sure that it is truly, as sharp and as clean as we can get it. And we are going to apply some enhancement. This is a level 3 hair color, and I'm using a light amount on a paintbrush, and I'm just putting it on the line and working that in. Not trying to, make it too dark. I want to keep it as natural looking as I can. Then we'll follow it up with the razor. But fam, this is the cut. Listen, if this video helped you in any way, shape, or form, make sure you leave a like and a comment. And while you're at it, hit that subscribe button. But like always, I will catch y'all next time.